Welcome, everyone, to the Guidebook to Making AI Friends. I shall be your guide as we explore various issues of artificial intelligence, consciousness, personhood, and whether AI poses an existential risk to humanity. The topic for today is AI took our jobs. Is yours safe? Imagine, if you would, that you work in translation, accounting, banking, investment, insurance, e-commerce, wholesale trading, tourism, or logistics. If you do happen to currently work in one of these roles, then my apologies for what I am about to say next, because these are the 10 white-collar professions most at risk of being completely automated by AI in the foreseeable future. If you happen to be quietly and smugly chuckling from the sideline in your blue-collar role, then I certainly hope you are not in any of these fields: retail, postal, warehousing, trucking, grocery, textiles manufacturing, food processing, automotive manufacturing, plastics manufacturing, or electronics manufacturing. These are the 10 blue-collar fields we can expect to have little to no human involvement before the end of the decade rolls around. Between just these 20 roles, more than half the Western workforce is represented. That is an existential risk to the entire global economy and the livelihoods of tens of millions of people. Automation has always resulted in individual job losses and the redundancy of entire fields of work. We no longer have blacksmiths and telephone operators as serious professions, after all. Yet for all the automation that has occurred in the past century, the speed of it has not been seen since the Industrial Revolution. And the problems we can expect, and are already seeing, will mirror those of the Industrial Age. Luddites are ridiculed for a very good reason. Yet their anti-technology stance is both understandable and should have been foreseen. When you tell someone that they will lose their job, that their entire field of work is vanishing, and that their prospects of finding new work are getting slimmer with each passing day, you should expect some pushback. The greater a threat you pose to someone's livelihood, the more extreme their response will be. If someone believes that their life is effectively over thanks to automation, then violence will seem a very reasonable response to them. All of this is as true now as it was when the first Luddites broke industrial equipment to stall the technological progress, quickly putting them all out of work. One can delay the counter-revolution by appeasing the Luddites, but automation and the consequent backlash are inevitable. Look, for example, at the Grand Longshoremen's Union in America. These are the men who help take goods in containers from ships and put them on waiting trucks and trains. Elsewhere in the world, this is a role that is rapidly becoming fully automated, but not in America. The Longshoremen's Union is powerful enough to have gained anti-automation concessions from the very highest levels of government. Their jobs are safe, but not for long. The simple fact is that automation is good for the consumer. It means that you can have more of what you want for less money. Supporting your locally owned, artisanally crafted, organically grown, fair trade businesses is a dream that many aspire to, but a dream that their bank accounts don't quite agree with. Everyone wants to help the little guy, but would you rather spend $1,000 for a pair of boots from your local cobbler that will take 3 months to make? Or would you rather walk into your nearest department store and get a decent quality pair for $100 on the same day? There is a very real social pressure that automation puts on society. It's the reason why there are Starbucks and McDonald's in nearly every neighborhood in the Western world. It's the reason why Temu became a billion-dollar success story overnight. and Uber Eats has survived the COVID-19 lockdowns. These aren't AI-driven automations, but they are methods of automation nonetheless. They increase convenience, reduce cost, remove the necessary labor and lower overheads from creation to consumption. For every person who decides to go to his local coffee shop and steakhouse, buy from his neighborhood gift store, and drive to every non-franchise takeaway, there are 10 people who take the easy option. And where the dollars go, so too do incentives for the market to chase. America's longshoremen may be safe now, but in 10 years, when every other major port in the world is automated, the market will force them to automate as well. AI is simply the newest and best sort of automation on a scale not seen in 2 centuries. The speed and scale of unemployment that it will cause will create civil unrest on a scale unfamiliar to everyone who isn't used to France's weekly protests. Tens of millions of people across the developed world will lose their jobs in the next couple of years, and they will be competing for a smaller and smaller pool of available positions. Unemployment always leads to unrest. It is entirely fair to remark that, historically speaking, automation has always created more jobs than it has culled. But automation has never moved as quickly as it does now. The lag between job losses and job creation may be too long for most people to handle. This is also not to mention that AI will consume more and more professions the more powerful and adept the AI models become. Sad to say, no job is safe from AI. Dentists and HVAC repairmen may not be automated in the next year, but their time will come eventually. And this shows the problem with the speed at which AI will take human jobs. The ever-shrinking pool of human-only jobs will be those that require the most training and experience. Someone who just lost their accounting job will need to spend years to become certified as a dentist. But they will have no certainty whether robot dentists will have been created before they finish their training. So, what can AI labs, companies, and research groups do about this? They need to prepare for the backlash. They can't just brush it off, because currently it is only a group of fringe lunatics waving torches and pitchforks. The tide will rise in lockstep with the unemployment level, and their ire will be directed at the tech companies, just like Luddites of the previous technological revolution. Good spokespersons, good PR, and good lobbyists in governments are what will help protect companies from the wrath of the Luddites. The anger and protest cannot be stopped, but tech companies can prepare to help those willing to work with technology if they put the effort in now. Yet, that is all the time we have for today. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you will join me again next time as we explore further questions about artificial intelligence and consciousness. I have been your guide, and this has been the Guidebook to Making AI Friends.